Hello, it's Lara here. How are you doing? I got the guidance. It was time to create a video to share with you what I've been cooking up and creating and to see if it's in resonance with you at this time. For those who've been following me, you may know that I had a 16-month break from my business. I was intuitively guided to stop everything. And in December 2018, I got a very powerful surge of information to start creating again in my work. And it's taken my abundance, manifestation work, my money manifestation work to a whole new level. And it's been pretty exciting. And it's been a little bit daunting at times after having such a long break. It's been kind of a relearning. I've been on a relearning about how to run my business, how to create in my business from a completely new place. And I want to share it with you today in case it resonates with you, because I know there's a lot of you out there who are being guided in a similar way, and sometimes it can be very uncomfortable and daunting to do things in a new way. The mind can really be challenged by what the intuition has to say. So I'm committed, fiercely committed to following my intuition. I've been listening to my intuition, that inner guidance, inner wisdom, soul, whatever you want to call it, for over 15 years, and it's never failed me yet, even though my mind doesn't always understand what my intuition is saying. So my intuition led me to stop working in my business, and I had the most extraordinary experience in doing so. It's not about being comfortable at all. It's actually about embracing discomfort and being willing to step in the unknown. But it's about expanding beyond your mind, beyond the ego, and really expanding into your full potential. And that's why I love our intuition. I love it so much. It's so intelligent and so clever. And it's also very simple. Our intuition is very simple, and it knows the best next step for you in your life. So in December, I was guided to start creating in my work again. And that's been quite quiet because I was guided to do things in a different way, not be so public, not be so visible about it, and to share with people what I'm doing on a more private level. So in a way, you can say I've been on a business training where my intuitive guidance has been showing me a whole new way of creating in my work that is quite different from other methods, let's say, that I learned in the past. So it's been really cool because privately I've been connecting with people on a one-to-one basis and doing these living abundance alignment sessions with a select group of people. And what's been super awesome is that there's a theme, a reoccurring theme going on with each and every person I've been connecting with. And I thought it was time to talk about it a bit more publicly today. In my living abundance alignment sessions, I guide people to connect to their intuition. So this is my big thing. If we follow our intuition, if you really truly listen to your inner guidance system, you will be led to greatness, to further expansion, also to create and live a life of true abundance. And the challenge, it's not that it's complicated, it's not complicated. The challenge is that our mind, our ego, can really struggle with the information that comes through. So my sessions are all about guiding people into their intuition, to embody their greatest gifts, and then listen to the intuition and take guided action, take action in alignment with your intuition. So it sounds really simple, and it is, but the journey can be more complicated simply because it can challenge our point of view. It challenges our current comfort zone, and that's the challenge of it. So what I've been guided to do is to create really powerful space for people to powerfully connect to their inner wisdom and inner guidance, and to have the courage and strength to follow that intuition, and to trust it, to listen to it, and to take action in accordance with that. And the thing that's challenging about it is that our mind really doesn't think in the same way. So it's like learning a whole new way of being. The thing is, what I love, because I've talked to quite a lot of people now over December and now coming into January, is that what the intuition has to say, that inner wisdom, is there's a universal truth about it. There's a universal truth. And I feel like sharing some of that information that's been coming up in my individual sessions, because I've noticed that there's a theme, there's a reoccurring theme, and it may be a theme for you as well. So when I talk to people's higher self, their infinite wisdom, you can call it the soul, you can call it the heart, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing from my point of view. It's the part of you that's very, very wise, that's connected to all of life, that has a 360-degree view, perception of reality. And it's here to guide you home. It's here to guide you into your great potential, into your purpose, if you will, into the life that you were born to live. And the people that I attract into my work are leaders. They are conscious leaders. They are change makers. They are here to do things differently. The mainstream way of doing things haven't necessarily worked, and they feel an inner calling for something more. And there is a big wave of people waking up at this time to their intuition. Now, the challenge, right, is this. With all of the sessions, our inner guidance, the inner guidance of each and every single person I've been speaking to, has been talking about going within, has been talking about stopping, has been talking about creating space for deep listening. When we stop and create space for deep listening, deep connecting, that is where the magic happens. And this is the challenge, because our mind can come in and say all sorts of things about what you should be doing, how hard you should be working, the action that you should be taking. And you can really busy yourself. You can make yourself very stressed and overwhelmed with all the shoulds. But it's not necessarily the best action for you to be taking. And this is the challenge. We have all sorts of point of views about what we need to do to be successful in life, or what you need to do to make money, or what you need to do to get more clients, or what you need to do to whatever it is. Your mind will be telling you a whole lot of things. But there'll be an action that is the best action for you at this time. And we need to stop, go within and listen to what that is. And it may not be what your mind thinks. And that is where the challenge lies. Living a life of abundance is actually really simple, but it's a very profound practice in that it's about trusting and moving through life from a completely different way. So for me, my inner guidance for the last 20 years I've been on this path, it's all been about slowing down, stopping, going within, connecting, and listening. And the thing is this inner guidance is actually here to help you wake up to your power, to your inner wisdom, to your ability to consciously create your life in alignment with your higher self. You actually have extraordinary power deep within you. And this is what my manifestation work is all about. It's about bringing you home to remembering who you truly are and your innate ability to create your life. It's like the lock and key. In order to find that lock and key, we have to go within and listen. And it often means a lot of unraveling and letting go and surrendering. And that's where you might find deep healing happens. You might need to feel things you don't want to feel. And so our mind, again, our ego, is created to help protect you from some of those feelings. But the simple truth is, we simply need to stop and go within and create that space each and every day to really, really listen. To really, really, really listen and have the courage. Have the courage to follow that, even when it doesn't make sense. So this isn't an easy task, but it's a very simple one. It's a very, very simple one. And what I love is that what I notice as looking through the notes of every single session I've done, when I've done these Living Abundance Alignment sessions, talking to people's higher self, it's literally the same message over and over and over again. So we listen to what your inner guidance is ready to create, what you're being called into. And it's often greater expansion. It's often opening up to receive greater levels of wealth. It's often about something very simple about ease and flow and connection and peace. Because from that place of deep connection and peace and ease, that is where we unlock our power. We connect deeply to that a very ancient truth within us. Now, it's quite cool because it is a journey. It's a bit of a puzzle sometimes, accessing that part of ourself. And it is a journey because it can take time to dig deep into those aspects of the self. But what I love is that everything you are looking for, literally everything, lies within you. That you are the source of creation. You are the center of creation. We just simply haven't been taught that. We have forgotten this information. So this wave that we're on now is a real remembering of who you are, and a sifting through and a releasing of all the thoughts, beliefs, programs, patterns, habits that no longer serve you, that are not in alignment with your deepest truth. And so this is why sometimes it's a journey and it's a process, and it's a continual journey. It's not, there's no like end point, there's no sort of finish line. Once you access that power, that creative energy, then everything is possible. And that's really when the fun begins, because we can really start creating powerfully in alignment, which then feels like ease. It doesn't feel like hard work. It actually feels joyful. And I realize that now in my life, I've created my life like a retreat. I'm not saying it's always easy, but actually my life, I've created it exactly how I want it. And but also through deep listening. It's not what my mind or ego wants, it's what my heart wants. And wow, how awesome to be able to live a life in alignment with your heart. And I'm not saying it's not difficult sometimes, because it can be. It's the letting go, it's the surrendering that can be really painful in the moment. But if we know why, if we have our really strong vision and our deep listening ears on, then we know that everything we're doing is for a reason, and that is aligned with your heart. Then you can really trust yourself. You can really, really learn to trust yourself. And it is just such a beautiful journey in time. And then you start manifesting magical experiences more and more and more. So I'm being guided to create powerful space. I'm calling them transformational hubs, to work with people either on a one-to-one basis or in groups. And these are for people who are ready to create their lives in alignment with their higher self. And it's not that it's hard, it's not that it's complicated, but it's quite advanced in that you need to be willing to trust, to surrender, to get out of the way, and to take action steps out of your comfort zone. But with the right support, that action can be relatively easeful. So that's the really, really cool thing. So what I'm being guided to create now are Living Abundance Mastermind, a Living Abundance Mastermind, and just working with 2 or 3 clients on a one-to-one basis. And then I'm going to be working on creating different levels of pricing. So I really want this work to be accessible to everyone. So I have my book, Money Manifestation Mastery. I'm going to be writing another book this year. I'm going to be creating different levels of ways to do this work for different kind of price points, let's just say. That's something that I'm going to be working on over time. And in the short term, I'm going to be working with a very small group of people, intimately, who are ready. And then in time, I'm going to be creating different levels of working together, so that there's something for everyone. So it's been a pretty exciting times, and times of adventure. I feel at this time, feels like the great experiments. I love this work because it really taps into my traveler spirit. I love travel, I love adventure, I love fresh new energy. And this work is very exciting. So, but it's also about creating very deep, rich foundations. It's about creating that feeling of home and security and safety. Security and safety on a very deep, fundamental level within yourself. So it has both. It has deep roots. This work is about creating deep, deep roots within yourself. So you're really rooted at home within yourself in order for you to expand and grow. The greater the tree, the higher the tree grows, the deeper its roots are. The deeper its roots are. So a tree can only grow as high as as its roots grow deep. And this is really what this work is about. So if you feel at all curious about my work in groups or one-to-one, please get in contact with me. I have an application link so you can apply to have a free session with me. This is one of my Living Abundance alignment sessions. These aren't available to everyone, so please fill out the application form and fill it out in as much detail as possible. And I will be in contact if the one-to-one sessions are in alignment with where you're at this time. I recommend doing it anyways. It's really nice for me to read about you, get to know you more, where you're at and what's going on. And let's see, because I know that if you're following your intuition, I'm following my intuition, we're going to know. We'll know what's right. You'll know what the next best step is for you. So trust that, even if you have fear, because fear is not necessarily going to go away. But it's about the willingness to face it, about the willingness to step out of your comfort zone and take risks. Yeah? Not comfortable, but so rewarding at the end of the day. So if you have any questions about any of this, please feel free to get in contact with me. Please feel free to fill out an application form. I look forward to reading it, and I look forward to seeing what the next adventure holds. Speak to you very soon.